Welcome back to the C.A.P podcast. Today, my guest is Maurice DiMino, and in the first half before the break, we got a taste for how you begin your $1,000,000 message. And he talked about the way, which stands for who are you. And he talked a little bit about the template and how that beginning part of the template is structured. Now, again, we only have another 7 minutes, so we're going to have to quickly go through the rest of the template.
Okay.
So that's part one. Where do we go next?
Well, part two, as you know, traditionally is the body of the speech. I don't call it the body. I call it the golden nuggets. And this is where people mess up on. They focus so much time, effort, and energy into the body because I believe that they're trying to overcompensate for their self-confidence when they're in front of a group. So they start spilling their beans. They start spilling everything. And guess what? The human brain can only handle a list of 3, maybe 4 of items. So I suggest doing this. Share with them 2 to 3 golden nuggets. And what a golden nugget is you got to think of it as a silo of information. You start with the fact, don't over-indate them, keep it simple, Sicilians, and you keep moving it through. And then the best advice I could give people is this: you give a little bit of data, and then the rest of the silo is supported. And the best way to support it is with a story. Why? Again, you're allowing people to experience your product or service right then and there. And I don't want to leave this podcast without sharing the close. Again, I don't call it the close. I call it the bookstore. Let's call it what it is. There's going to be a transaction that takes place. And this is where a lot of people fall flat on. And I got to be honest here. We fall flat on to ask for the sale.
Exactly.
A call to action. I know when people go into the close because they either speed up or they hit a higher pitch in their voice because they're afraid they're going to ask for money. Well, let me tell you something. At all my intensives, you will learn that you're going to actually craft out the bookstore first. Why? Because your entire presentation leads to that. All roads lead to Rome. So if I could leave you with this podcast is this: in your bookstore, be crystal clear on your call to action. What exactly do you want this audience to do at the end of this presentation? Do you want email addresses? Do you want signatures on a petition? Do you want them to open their wallets and give you money and invest in your product or service? Be crystal clear and deliver that message with calm, with elegance and ease, because if you deliver it that way, guess what? They will open their wallets with calmness, elegance, and ease.
Exactly. And a couple of podcasts ago, my guest was talking about the sales process, and her thing was sales is service. That basically, if you don't give your gift to the world and get compensated for it, then people are missing out. So asking for money is just a way of saying, here, I'm going to give you something of value, and you're giving me money in exchange.
One of my giants that I stood on is Tony Robbins, and I asked him that exact point. Aren't you embarrassed that you tell people that it's this and that? He said, Maurice, I'm so interested in my message that I want to reach every single person on this planet. Do you know how much money that's going to take?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
That's it. It just answered the question. So I call it feed the beast. So I get compensated so that I believe in my message so much, the $1,000,000 message, that I want to reach everybody on this planet.